Welcome back to my No Kuni II Revenant Kingdom series, guys, as we continue on through the factory floor area of Broadleaf, and this is floor number 2 that I'm going to be covering today. So this one's a lot more challenging than the previous one. Hopefully my guide will help you. If it does, please support me by leaving a like on this video. Before going any further, guys, you will want to make sure you've got a scented sap and a whole milk for the 2 Higgledies that are in this area, so you don't have to backtrack. We'll be doing the first one today, and the second Higgledy is on floor 3, which we'll be doing in the next episode. But there won't be another trapdoor until after both of those stones, so it's a good idea to get them done now so we don't have to backtrack later on. As you first enter this floor then, guys, you're going to be greeted by a cutscene, and once again the same concept as on the last floor is going to be enforced. We're going to have to activate the blue and red panels using the buttons. So it was just blue panels on the last floor, now we've got blue and red. And the blue buttons obviously stoke the blue panels, and the red buttons the red panels, so fairly simple in all honesty. Now the first thing we need to do is actually activate the buttons, since they will be switched off by default, which means we'll need to use our new spell on the furnace things that are located around this area. You can see the first one is noted by the objective marker, and this is the easy part of this floor. We literally just have to head to that objective marker in order to activate the furnace. So as in the last video, I'll go ahead and edit out most of the fluff and mistakes that I made, and I will be showing you how to grab all the treasure and loot in this area as well. So right by the objective then is the first furnace. We'll go ahead and cast Kindle. This will give us access to the blue buttons and therefore the blue platforms around floor 2. But that's not going to be enough, of course, to complete this level. We'll have to activate the red ones as well. So once we've gone ahead and activated the furnace, the button is actually located just on the other side. But before I activate that, I'm just going to show you a chest you can grab. You can actually activate that button now. It doesn't make any difference. It just means I'm going to have to go back up and do it after grabbing this chest. But that's the order I recorded it in, unfortunately, so I'll have to show it to you. There was no easy way to change that in editing, but that's about an extra 5 or 6 seconds, so not a big deal there. So now we'll go ahead and activate the button, having grabbed that chest. And all of the blue circular platforms have now moved into their other corresponding positions. So we can then go ahead and make our way over to the other furnace that's going to stoke the cup in order to activate the red buttons. So just follow the exact path I'm going on here. You just basically head into the objective marker. Once again, it's fairly linear. Just kill those enemies there. And you'll head up these stairs and find it just at the top. So we'll cast the Kindle spell once more, exactly the same as before. And this is where things begin to get a little bit more confusing now. We've got red platforms to deal with, blue platforms, buttons corresponding to both in different locations. And on top of that, there's a couple of treasures and a Higgledy stone that we're going to want to make our way to as well. So just do exactly what I do, and even if this isn't quite the optimal path of doing things, we do get everything done, which is obviously the ultimate objective with this. So hopefully this is going to be of assistance to you. Just continue on back after activating that red furnace towards the blue furnace that we went ahead and activated first. So we're just going to make our way all the way back there now. I'm not going to edit out the journey because I want to show you everything so you don't get confused as we go. So back at the blue switch, we're going to go ahead and activate it, turning those panels once more. And sometimes you'll see little cuts in the video. That's literally where I had my map open for several minutes at a time, or I was killing enemies. I don't want to show you all that, but I will still be in the same location after each cut, even if the angle of the camera is a little different. Now, after activating the red button here, we're going to head back towards the blue button at the top. And the reason for this is optional now what we're doing. We're going to go ahead and grab that Higgledy along with another chest, I believe, as well. So we'll kill the enemies and activate the blue button. And so now we've activated the red and the blue, we can actually go ahead and path through to those optional items that I was just telling you about. So we're going to that area with the circle on the map, but again, just follow my path exactly, and it shouldn't be too much of a big deal for you. So long as you've activated what I've activated and how I've activated it, then all these platforms will be in the correct position. So there's a chest. Okay, containing some pretty nice enchanted armour, so it is worth grabbing. And then over here you can see the Higgledy stone itself. Now the stone is going to require a scented sap, so hopefully you have one of those. You can get them from your kingdom. I have plenty of them, 23, so that shouldn't be a big deal for you either. And I did say to make sure you come with a whole milk as well, because there's another Higgledy stone, as I mentioned, on the next floor, floor 3, with no easy way to head back to floor 3 should you decide to go and get that at a later date. Right, so we'll grab the sparklies, and now we're just going to backtrack. Now we've got the optional items from this floor. Back towards, once again, that blue furnace and button. What we're going to be doing now is actually making our way over to the end of this particular level. And this is what stumped me for quite a while, until I realised you had the jump command. I know that sounds silly, but I was so focused on the puzzle that I completely forgot you could jump in this game. Anyway, activate the blue button. And by the way, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one, because I've seen other people say that as well. So head over the blue platform now that we've turned it once more. And we can... What I do here is activate this red button. And I recommend you do the same, just so you're doing exactly what I'm doing, because I know this path works. But I do believe this is ultimately unnecessary. But it doesn't really add anything to your time, apart from a few seconds. Head down this path now from that red button. Look where I'm going on the map there. And we're going to drop down at the end of this path and make our way up again. And this is going to take us to the second red button on this level. This is why I think that last button press was unnecessary. If you don't press that button, I think you just don't have to press it here either. But again, that's what I do, so just copy me is probably best. Then we jump up that platform there, which stumped me for ages, as I say. I'm really embarrassed to admit that. But anyway, we jump up that platform, going to kill these enemies here, and then continue on up to the next button, which is the blue one, and we go ahead and push that as well. Fortunately now we've done everything we need to do to access the end of this level. As you can see there, we've got the objective marker just a little bit further from our current position. So we're going to drop down this particular platform and over the blue platform that we've just moved. And straight into the next open area. But there's one more chest we can grab, so turn around. It's hidden just by the door that we've come through, so you could easily miss that. And then, of course, we can go ahead and save our game before moving on. And I do recommend saving, just in case anything untoward should happen. Right, so we're just about done then. The only thing left to do before we head to floor 3 is to make our way into the room over to the east here. And grab the next memory. And I'll show you just where that is before we finish off. But thanks for joining me for the episode today, guys. If this has helped you, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you soon for part 3 of the factory walkthrough. Goodbye.